To our first EP collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said, okay, we all should play. Hot potato, whoever got the hottest vibe. Challenges with it, it's me, I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stress it. Got G-O-D on me side, ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like blowing that plank off strikes, don't cut her. Attracted to the mind but I like my hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hey, good afternoon. If you are on the West Coast, good evening. If you are on the East Coast, welcome back to Mrs. Best Reviews channel. We do have James here from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Link is always in the description. Click it. And then when you click it, there's a button that says subscribe and a little bell. Click that too, you know. We love you, and we would love it if you would watch us sometimes. Anywho, we're here to go over Loving HipHop Miami. We are going over the season 6 premiere episode. I don't know why the cable companies are labeling these episodes all weird and stuff, but this is season 6, episode 1. We're here to recap and review that. There was actually a lot for this episode. Like for a premiere episode, I was like, oh, okay, all right. We'll see what we can do. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We see Amara, La Fake shit, because that's what I'm gonna call her. I used to love Amara. She was my favorite. She was the breakout star of this franchise. And I don't like Amara La Negra anymore. Like, I don't care for her. She's either always seems dingy and slow, or she's lying about something. And I'm over that. But we see that she's back making music. We saw that she had gotten into real estate and all of that with her baby daddy, who was the best friend of her ex. Shadiness. She got her karma there. She's been doing the Spanish version of Dancing with the Stars. I cannot pronounce it. I did not catch what she said, so I'm not going to repeat it. But in my opinion, the only reason I'm commenting on this is I always thought the shit with Safari was planned. Controversy brings views and makes people want to hire you. And looks like she's back into music and doing these things again. So obviously the bullshit worked. We're not going to comment too much on that because we'll come back to Amara La Fake shit later. But Zoe Brinks is who we see next. She was who we got last season as someone new. She's having a dance audition, and she has Super Cindy and Bobby Lights helping her, which was interesting. Considering last season, the chick didn't understand professionalism as it relates to your emotional maturity. But it looks like she's figuring that out, maybe. She wants to work with a producer named Big D, who is well known, apparently. I know they said, oh, he's produced for the City Girls. Listen, that makes me want to avoid someone, not get with them. I'm just saying. I agree. I'm on time. So funny. Welcome, Nia Green. She is one of our regulars. I'm happy to have you here. We're not really talking about too much because it's a premiere episode, so we just doing a little introductions. But Big D and Zoe have a previous relationship, a working relationship that did not work out. I'm not surprised based on what we saw from Zoe, but we'll get more from that later. Here's where the shit starts. Florence L. Bullshit, I'm gonna call her. She shows up to support Zoe's little audition, and to me it looks staged, but they say she forgot. She did not know that Trina's cousin Bobby Lights was there, and Flo had all these issues with them. So we find out through this that Flo was paid back for the show that Trina missed, which to me is an important detail. And the reason it's important, if you watched what happened last season, Trina missed Flo's event at a big music festival. And then Trina went off and made it seem like it was Flo's team. Well, obviously it was not Flo's team if you had to pay her back. So what Flo was saying and what these people were alluding is that Trina, just treated it like whatever because she's not as big. It looks like that's probably true. But at least Trina paid her back. Oh, Lord help me. So Bobby decides to apologize. And I'm like, I feel like Bobby Lights just wants to be relevant a little bit because I was like, what are you apologizing for? But he says he's apologizing for having an issue with Gael. Flo's sister is crazy. And to me, if this shit is real, I don't buy Flo's storyline at all. But stop bringing your sister around if she's interrupting your ability to make money. Right? I mean, why does
I feel like I wouldn't bring her around for the simple fact that I still wouldn't be able to get past the fact that she was on an escapade with the ex, the now ex, and then acting as if, and then also brought other women in the same situation to do that. She wouldn't be in when I tell you it would be a cordial relationship. Thanksgiving, hey, how you doing? How the kids? How everybody doing? And kept it moving because there's no way I could look at her the same. There's no way. So I damn sure wouldn't be bringing her to no business events with me for me to feel like at one point she gonna fuck up my opportunities. Absolutely no, no.
He said, I'm not watching my mouth. Yeah,
No.
Gael's the problem. So I don't really be feeling bad for Flo when it comes to that at all. What can we say? But Gael is the one who pissed Trina off and they got into it. And Flo didn't like that Trina did not apologize to her for the comments she made about Haitian people. She said Trina apologized online, but not in person. I thought that was whack of Trina. You didn't. How do I put it? And Zoe said it best at the end of this because Flo does want an apology from Trina. And she was offended at the comment, as she should, being Haitian. But Zoe made a good point about Trina. And people don't hold Trina accountable. And I don't like that shit. Why couldn't you have just, Zoe said, you could have just called the bitch ugly. You could have just got the bitch shoes or something. Why did you have to bring culture into it? I was cracking up. I said, oh, you know what? The next time somebody tries me, wherever, bitch, you ugly. And you look homeless. We'll do that instead of, but that makes sense. You're throwing digs, you're not attacking someone's culture. I think to think of something racially motivated to say, right, or culturally motivated to say to someone just because you're mad, that's not okay. Essentially, Trina pulled the same shit Erica Mena on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which we'll recap after this pulled. Well, I mean, she came for my son, so that makes it okay to be racist. Like, it doesn't, believe it or not. But, you know, we're going to move on from that little scene. Flo wants an apology, which should be interesting. Flo just seemed like a dingbat. She don't seem very intelligent to me.
It's not that she's a dingbat. It's just that she lacks just pure common sense.
That's even worse.
No, I'm just saying she lacks pure common sense and then pure hi Patty and pure just sensibility. Like, I just have never seen someone so delusional in all of my life. Like, I just have not seen that. That is so crazy to me.
Not so delusional.
I'm sorry. Flo is delusional as hell. Common sense ain't common. There's a huge cognitive dissonance when it comes to her way of being. And I would just think that somebody of her caliber would know better than this. Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, what caliber?
Well, here's the thing. She made it further than I did. So I'm just going to put it to you. In that instance, she has public recognition. She is booking shows. So I'm just saying she's well accomplished. But when we get past all of that and go into day to day with her, it seems like there's screws loose and there's blank space in a lot of areas that need to have
like the things we used to do in elementary school.
The
space climbs the trees.
Exactly.
Well, yes. Still trying to figure out that space, but bless her heart. Moving it along, we did see Trina in the club. She's with Joy. Trina has a new man. She says it's forever. She said the same thing about Lil Wayne. She said the same thing about Raymond. She said the same thing about somebody she dated in between all of that. She says these things. Trina's just somebody, she'll get in a relationship, she'll feel like it's forever, and then it seems like something happens that it doesn't work.
I have a comment.
Yeah, comment. That's why I stopped talking.
I have a comment because I feel like there's, and not to blame women for why relationships end, I'm just saying, but based on Trina's behavior of how she moves on this show, it only makes me think that in the relationships that she gathers in, and the reason why they don't last is that there is this space of big-headedness that happens. I'm always right. I did this. I'm the baddest. I'm the boss. I'm the whatever she like to whatever her
The
claim
way
to
that she
stature
is
is.
with
Yeah, it just
everybody
seems
is
like that would
problem.
get exhausting.
Mhm.
And there's no way that I would want to deal with that on a day-to-day basis. Where is the softness? Where is the gentleness? I don't mind you having an upstated opinion every time. I don't mind that. But to me, it has to come with also reason and understanding too. And I don't feel like she has that.
Yeah. Naya Green says Trina does have a big ego.
She does.
I
And I think,
agree.
and I feel
Yeah.
like that does play in the relationships. And sometimes some men like it, some men don't. And I think she chooses men who do not like it.
Yeah.
That's just it.
So you can't, there can't be two alphas. And that's what's, I agree. That was some insight. So Joy, her dumbass, who ain't never gonna be divorced. Joy, her divorce would be finalized when she's in the grave, in that ditch. I'm convinced, because she talking about, can you find me someone, Trina? Joy, this man
Joy, look,
claiming
I'm not even finna go here with Joy. Hold on. Joy, get back together with Trick and shut the hell up.
Get him to take his medicine so he'll
Right.
look like he did before, and you'll be all right.
And you'll be all right. Get him exercise program, make sure he's eating right.
Right.
Do that, because I am sick and tired of this being season 6 and you still got the same fucking storyline.
Yeah. I don't even understand it. What's good, Mr. Oso 10? Oh, that's my husband. I'm just reading the names of. I can't believe I did that.
Damn.
I thought he
Okay.
was a new guest, because he confused me, like when he came on your channel with that different page.
Yeah, that's why I said, oh, I was like, well, wait a minute. That's why I said, but I read something different. I was like, wait, that's okay. Well, hey. Copyright infringement. I didn't know.
Lord, I didn't know. But welcome. Thank you for being here, Josette. Moving it along, I want to say this, and y'all gonna think I'm mean as hell. I don't care. Y'all can talk about me too, because I won't care if I don't know you. But Trina, I need you to do the confessional look that you had in this episode with with the bangs more often. I didn't realize how good the little bangs looked on Trina. It takes away from those permanent bags that she has under her eye that make her look tired all the time. I know she worked hard, and that's why, and she just ain't got no time for sleep. But I felt like the bangs was a really good look for Trina. So I want her to keep doing that. James was like, shut up, Amina.
No, and then I'm also looking at Naya's comment that you just put on this screen, and I am just like, Naya.
She said that man.
Here she go. Here she go. And y'all, that's my girl though. I ain't gonna lie, Naya is my girl.
Naya's funny as hell.
But
I love
not aged like a banana. I can't. Between Bondi Blue calling him the Mucinix monster and Naya's comment here, y'all go.
He does look like the Mucinex monster. He does.
Shout out to my girl Bondi Blue. Oh my
Lord.
God.
I cannot, not the Mucinex monster. I cannot. Anywho, in the club, we see this creepy looking motherfucker, Big D, the producer. He comes over, talks to Trina. They've got a history of many years. They discuss Zoe Brinks, and this man decides while out at the club to say that he don't like how Zoe Brinks disrespected Trina, and that the only reason he's hesitant to work with Zoe is because of how she treated Trina, which we'll later find out was bullshit. Anybody who calls himself Big D at his big age is full of big bullshit, in my opinion. But, you know, in my opinion, after watching Big D and what he said, because Trina was like, I ain't got no problem with her. Yes, you do. And you're not fucking slick, and you never will be. I think Trina is starting to realize that the world is ready to hold her accountable, because she's not been used to that. Mind you guys, Trina had a career before Love and Hip Hop of 20 plus years. Trina been out since me and James was running around as little children, probably in pull-ups and shit. Trina has been around for many years.
She ain't been around that long. But what I'm gonna say is this. I agree with that, and I think that her having this elitist attitude for those who are up and coming on this particular casting that she has on this show, it definitely portrays itself. And it's like, okay, humble yourself enough to understand that you were once this person. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that you had to go through hell and high water to get where you are. But that does not mean that you could just have a complete, like, not egotistical, but almost elitist infringement on all of these up and coming artists that are trying to get on this same opportunity as
She did
you.
this seasons ago with those girls, Chameleon, Sukihana, and there was another one who had the storyline, Ghetto
Hood
Brat.
brat,
Brat.
hood brat, some brat.
They are all doing well in their careers. Well, even though Sukihana has a career, not one that people respect, but she's got a career and she's well known. And then Chameleon was on the show Rap Shit. Unfortunately, it got canceled, but she had that show. And I can't say
I actually heard of her before Love and Hip Hop.
Oh.
I just didn't know her by face. Like, you know how you know people, but just not by like immediate look, but you know the name. I knew the name. I just didn't know that that's who she was. So when she came on the show, it was when she fought that girl. Or all three of them. Somebody on YouTube said they were the Powerpuff Girls fighting Nikki Natural. And that's when I remember. I said, "Oh, I know that name." Okay, that's when I remembered who she was.
Powerpuff Girls, Lord.
Yeah, when I say they all had the Powerpuff Girl colors and was fighting them girls, fighting that girl, I was hollering. I said, "Not the Powerpuff Girls." Did y'all say Hood Rat?
No, her name is Hood Brat. Another girl. That was the third one. Hood Brat. She may as well have called herself a Hood Rat. Hood Brat was her name. She actually had a storyline. She was taking care of her passed on sister's children, I believe. She was doing a lot. She had a fucked up dude who I wouldn't trust. Listen, men who date women, I'm gonna say this to you. Leave the women who are actually, act like they have some sense and trying to do the right things. Go fuck over them ratchet hoes. Leave the good ones alone, please, because I don't understand.
That's what I don't understand either. Yeah, you brought up a good point. Yeah, I want to double down on that too. Get somebody who's ain't got shit to lose and is willing to play the same game as you like to play too.
Right.
It's so much easier. It is so much easier to get you one of them versus going up there and fucking with somebody's heart who's actually pure. Just saying. I'm just saying, just this as a general thought. If you got somebody who like to fucking play the same games you like to play, then you wouldn't have to worry about and it actually might work out where you actually might want to be with that person forever because it's fun. And then women, stop choosing men when you know they ain't shit and you feel like you can change. You can't change no fucking man. Stop playing with these men and get you somebody. And it doesn't matter. They don't have to look like my skin complexion. They could be somebody else. But get you somebody that's actually worthy of your time and not somebody who want to just play around and fuck with you just because they think it's a game and hee and ha and all the time. It's not fun.
Yeah, for real. We need to have like a whole dating podcast to just discuss.
I feel like, child, but they're going to cancel our shit because I'm going to go in.
You should. So, that's what we want. Basically, I think Trina's getting smart. She's trying to protect her image. I think this whole season she will be protecting her image. People don't realize how big communities of different cultures are, especially in Florida, especially in South Florida, and California too, but I think Florida a little more. She offended them, and that probably fucked with her bag a lot. So,
well, yeah, because there's a huge community, of the people that she offended. So that's why, and they stick together. When I tell you, and because I live in South Florida, y'all, they stick together when it comes to tragedy. That's one thing I wish, even though when people identify them as Black, I wish all Black people would have that same mentality because maybe we can actually get somewhere in this fucking country if we did.
That's actually true. I say that all the time. It's so true. The thing that's sad is Joy has to tell Trina she should have a conversation with Flo, and that let me know that Trina's on some bullshit. I think Trina brought Big D on this show to try and make Zoe look bad because Zoe made her look bad and called her out. And I think that Joy is probably like, hey, remember, we're supposed to be fixing your image. You got to apologize. So we're going to move on from that because honestly, it's sad. Used to love Trina, was excited she's on the show, but now I could roast her probably the whole. Anywho, so Safari and his fake hairline, he has admitted his hairline was paid for. It was bought. That's why it's perfect. I don't know why Safari's on this show. He's like hopping from Love and Hip Hop franchise. Remember, you guys, Safari started on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Supposedly getting over his breakup with Nicki Minaj. Then he went from Hollywood to New York, found a bitch, left the show, came back to the show, went to Atlanta, got tired of Minna, left Atlanta. Now he's in Miami. This man moves more than Toya Bush Harris. I don't understand. And for those who are unsure, be sure to catch the Married to Medicine recaps on James's channel once he stops laughing. We do those every
Because that's a good reference. That is a good rest. There's no way that the checks amount to, when you think of the cost of living, you got to rent houses and paying car payments and stuff. There's no way that this check equals a substantial like profit when you got to pay for all of that shit. I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
He moves a lot, and I'm tired of it because who really is interested in Safari? Most people say he's corny. They don't like when he's on the screen because it makes the show feel disingenuous or fake. Why is he still here?
To me, even watching this scene with his mama and all this kind of bullshit that I was watching, to me, it just seems like I was looking at somebody who is never really held accountable for his actions. Even though his mama did try to get him together just a little bit, I felt like she could have went a little bit harder, because to me, she gives me like, he'll take a cookie out of the cookie jar. Oh, baby, you can have that cookie. Just don't spoil your appetite. Or he'll spill some milk. Oh, baby, that's okay. I was going to the store anyway. Or he'll take some money out of her purse. Oh, that's okay, baby. I'll just go to the ATM. I feel like that's what his life was. I don't feel like
his mom from that scene with her, a lot of, so I have friends that are mothers of sons, and there is a special bond, obviously, between a mom and their kids. But parents like to have these egos, like because they have a parent, because they are parents, they know all and they're doing the right thing. And I think Safari's mom is the example. Lady, you can have all the wisdom in the world. Look at your son and how he turned out. And I'm not talking about money. People like to say, "Oh, my kid's successful. He's a doctor. She's this. She's on TV." No, look at his his decision making.
To me, that don't mean a fucking thing if he's a horrible person and he doesn't portray his life in a way where it could be right.
We don't see anything about you talk. He's always talking about his kids, but we don't see him ever film with them. And we know he can if he wants to. Where are the kids? Separate from that, the only thing I got from this scene is his mom said he had community dick and that he has to stop that. And she brings up something that to me was interesting. Now, Erica Mena is Dominican, I believe. She's Dominican and Puerto Rican or something like that. And his mom said, she brings up to him, you need to make sure your kids know that they are Jamaican, regardless of their mother, regardless of what's going on. They need to know they're Jamaican. And I think she said that because Mena made some racist comments and the lady probably looked at her like, what the hell? But what was the point in the conversation? You know,
to me, she lost me when she said community. She said community peen, some shit. She didn't even say community. She said community peen. And when she said that, it kind of made me feel like, first of all, that is inappropriate.
Yep. For you
that is inappropriate. The way you just had that, the way you just said that. So she lost me there. I didn't even listen to what else she said, because to me, that ain't got shit to do with what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
The problem is your son does not want to be accountable, which is like what a lot of black men don't want to be in this world, is accountable. And I think
that's why the first one, who has a whole fan base of Barbies, she had spoke on it once, their breakup, and that's part of the reason. She said he lacks accountability and maturity.
He lacks No, you can look at him and tell. He thinks that things are funny because you know, I'm going to say this about black women, and I'm sorry, y'all. I was raised by a black woman. She never did this with me. And the fact that she never did this with me, it made me realize it and observe it in other people's. A lot of black women have very inappropriate relationships with their sons. Yeah. They do. They have very inappropriate relationships with their sons. And I'm not saying like sexual. What I'm saying is they tend to coddle them in a way, in like maybe 3 different ways that I know of what I've seen. They either raise them to be the men they wish they had, and then get mad when they go get women and they see how they're treating the women, and then they, you know, become a tyrant in that relationship and involve themselves when they shouldn't. Or they do the Nancy Jones thing, which y'all, if y'all do not know, I'm not going to repeat that, but then you see how that turns out, where you're more like your child's friend, and then when he went on that interview and said, "My mama taught me how to kiss," you exposed that, and but that shit happens. And then you have the Mendices, Mama Judy, who, was not
Cover.
there, and now you're trying to overcompensate for the fact you weren't there and involved in every moment. And this man has a whole life and family.
Yeah.
And I think that's stemmed from women having daddy issues. I really do. And y'all can get mad at me all y'all want about this, but I'm telling you, it is crazy to me to see these men act this way, and then the moms want to not take accountability for maybe playing a part and why their sons end up like this.
Yep. I mean, it's true. And the only people mad probably are moms doing it. So, anyhow, sorry for triggered, but we don't care. Moving on. Flo goes to meet with Trina. Trina had contacted Flo to meet. God, I keep smelling my husband's aftershave. He's not here and it's bothering me. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to light an incense or something, get that Egyptian musk going. But moving it along, James is like, stop it. It's
Where the hell did that even come from?
Everywhere I just smell it, and he ain't even here. Anywho, moving along, Flo meets with Trina. Trina hits her up, and Trina says that she thinks Flo is just upset in the confessional because she missed the show. And she says that she has no issue with Flo. Why would somebody not be upset that you're missing a fucking show that they paid you for? This is what we mean by you, Trina. Irritating. Flo explains her side of things. Trina explains her side of things. And basically, Trina's issue is that she didn't like that Gael said that she robbed Flo. She said, because she said, "You robbed my sister." I was like, oh, Lord. So, that Trina's basically saying that that's what got her so heated to where she made the comments. Flo is basically saying that the voodoo comments bothered her. And, Trina says that Gael is the one who mentioned voodoo the first time, and the cameras roll back and they show Gael, because Gael was mad at Flo at the time, saying, "You can't trust my sister. She's seen. They do that voodoo shit." Gael is crazy as hell. Trina explains that she never used the word Haitian when she was going off, but Flo says what we all thought, and what Zoe said too. You could have just came at her with different digs, called a bitch ugly. You may not have used the word, but you knew what those words meant, especially being from Miami. My friend James has been in South Florida for not too long, a year. He just moved there. Okay. He's from over here where the sun shines and hurricanes don't happen. Okay. And he knows and tells and speaks of the different cultures. He understands what's okay to say and what's not. I hate when people do that. It's a lack of integrity and accountability.
Well, you can't. Here's the thing. You have to be cognizant of everybody's being. It's not just the cultural Caribbeans here. You have to be, because from me, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I tell y'all, when I first moved here, I'm one of those people where I kind of want to observe all of my surroundings. And I haven't been in too many surrounding areas with the Haitian culture. It wasn't until I got transferred from the USPS to my branch office that there were so many of them, because they look like me. They don't, I couldn't tell them a difference. I couldn't tell. We don't know. So I had to be very open-minded and learn and understand. They introduced me to their food, their culture, what they're about. And I was very grateful for that opportunity because it allowed me to see everyone and know how they are. Trina could have took that a step above. I wouldn't even have said, she could have called her whatever she was, whatever Zoe said. I would have said, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person and apologize, because that was unprofessional of me, regardless of how I felt about your people.
She won't. Trina's not going to do that because of ego, but
right. But I'm just saying that's what she could have did. I would have taken the higher ground and said, you know what? You're right. I should have been more professional. I should have been on time. Or if I didn't want to do the show, I should have told you, hey, look, this is not for me. I just don't think this is the best time for me at this given moment. I would love to give you another chance. It's just right now is not the day. Yeah. She could have just did that, and we would have been around it.
More difficult. And this is why we should all watch our egos and how big our heads get, because it will make something that could be so simple much more difficult. Now nobody gonna trust Trina even outside of the Haitian community because you didn't apologize until people told you were wrong, and then you didn't even meet with Flo until your cousin told you should have. But she did apologize to Flo, and Flo thanked her for her apology and said, "Now, do you think you can apologize to my sister?" Trina said, "Hell no," and I don't blame her because
I'm sorry.
There's no talking.
That was the one time I agreed with Trina.
The only time.
That's the only time I agree with Trina because no, ain't nobody finna apologize to a guy crazy ass. Ain't nobody finna do that.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna do that.
So that was funny as hell. But the next thing we get, VH1 and MTV love making hoes famous. Eliza Reign, chick who trapped Future with a baby. Chick who was getting passed around on a private jet with Tory Lanez during the pandemic. Chick who, I mean, she's literally famous for fucking. I would think if she was a stripper, at least I could, respect the hustle. You just fucking niggas for what? For child support?
And then you have a baby with Future of all people.
You know you in this alone.
Yes, like at least if you was gonna do it, at least if you was gonna get somebody, at least get somebody with like a willingness to assist, like a willingness to, in place, not somebody who literally evades each and every one. There's the baby mamas. Come on now. Every time someone mentions that to me, I am just like,
listen, this is not like Sierra or what is the other one? There was somebody else who got pregnant by or Joy Chavez.
Yeah.
This is not women who are established with funds who don't need the man, who ain't bitched or complained to us once about being single moms when they were. Like, no.
Especially because Sierra wasn't a single mom for long. So
nope, not at all. She said her prayers. She said, "I'm not doing this again."
And I wish she would just repost what it was.
She did her prayers on Summer Walker's album. She recited her prayer.
I don't believe that was the prayer.
It probably wasn't.
I don't believe that was the prayer. I just
here's the thing. If Sierra finding a man is what it takes for you bitches to get down on your knees and pray, then you might not find
because the reason why I said that on prayer, the prayer was realistically she prayed for herself.
Yes, y'all just want what she got when you should want something great for yourself, not what other couples have. But
exactly,
people don't get that. That's why y'all all disappointed. The people who used to say Will and Jada was the end all be all. Now look at you. Now look.
I mean, to me, I'm gonna say like this. I don't agree with that. I don't believe they're terrible. I don't believe they're terrible. What I believe that they are is honest.
After many years, and the honest thing of that relationship, I don't know what Jada's doing because Will seem okay, but it seems like she don't want him. But anywho,
he don't want her either. He don't want her either. If that's okay, I'm gonna say that too.
I agree with this about Eliza Reign, who we're about to discuss. Baby daddy Sierra was asked about. I remember that about Future's co-parenting. She did.
I got that saved in my playlist on YouTube. I laughed right with her. I laughed right with her because I felt like, that's exactly what you need to do. Because there's no point in you bringing attention to that. It's sad.
I'll never forget Debrat taking a picture with Future and then smiling like this. I might be pregnant right now. I was cracking up. I said, Debrat, go sit down somewhere. Anywho, Eliza Reign has a party. I didn't catch what the party was for. I don't know if it was for her birthday or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But she invites Shay, which was strange because Eliza Reign was supposed to be good friends with Amara La Negra. And she's one of those friends who, if my friend don't like you, I don't like you type of chick. So she invites Shay, who had issues with Amara. And Shay is sitting there looking with that terrible makeup. Sitting there looking like, oh, so you invited me? Like, I can't stand Shay. And this is where we learn more. We learn that Amara La Negra and Eliza Reign's friendship has disappeared. It just disappeared. It's gone. And Eliza says that Amara went ghost on her. She just stopped talking to her after they filmed together in the previous season. And now she says she understands Fonche's plight. I don't care. You just look messy. So because you haven't heard from your friend, instead of checking on her or being concerned, now you're going to go align.
What you meant by Fonche's plight? Because I didn't understand Fonche's plight.
Fonche doesn't understand her own plight.
Yeah, I didn't understand. What did we understand about that?
Listen, None of it makes sense.
None.
This party, I'm not going to comment on them. I know people want me to comment on the Hollywood twins, Asia and Deja. I'm not. They were there. I don't care. I don't want them on my screen. But Flo and her girlfriends show up at this event, and Eliza Rain is forward and hitting on her. I thought she liked Dick, but apparently she likes the kitty cat meow. Bobby Lights is there too. They talking about, Safari and, all of this. And Bobby Lights, it is not that big. His dick is not that big. Let me show y'all. Bobby Lights got an OnlyFans subscription, just pulling stuff up on the OnlyFans. What the hell? They're all looking at Safari's, man part while he's at another table able to hear. And you see him looking over kind of like, and it's like, listen, don't act embarrassed. Anybody who posts yourself on the internet naked, please don't act embarrassed when people are looking at you in public, because people can pay their OnlyFans subscription to look at you in the bed when they're having their private time with themselves or someone else. I don't know. Or they could pull it up for shits and giggles while at an event. Listen, I'm that petty. If someone I don't like is around and they have an OnlyFans, I will happily put my credit card in and pay the $2 or however much it costs to be like, look, I don't care. But I'm mean, y'all. I'm a Gemini. I can be different.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. If I don't like you, I don't see you.
I think that's better, though. That's a better.
Yeah, I don't like you. I don't see you. Because someone said, "Oh, you see such and such over there." I said, "No, they over there by the trash can." Yeah, not over there, real.
I don't see you. I'm petty.
Yeah.
I like to
bless their heart, and that's all you get. Bless your heart. That's all you get.
Damn.
You talk about me. Bless your heart. Good job.
So MJ, who is Shay's brother, he pulls up on her. Apparently, she ain't been talking to her family since the whole fallout with Fabo. That's stupid to me. That's fucking stupid.
That's why I'm laughing, because
you put your family in the background. Naya is laughing at James. He said, "Okay."
Y'all know I ain't got no sense. Y'all know I'm crazy. Everybody should know this by now. But thank you, Naya. Yes, that's exactly what I said, because that's what I would do.
Right by the trash. But MJ wants to know what's going on with his sister, because the mom is worried, and we know he's a mama's boy. We learned that if you watch the Yanla. MJ is the mama's boy of 3 siblings. Okay? It's just how it is. I really think that oldest one, Dr. Whatever, I think that's going to be the kid that might keep it together. But Shay and MJ, I don't think we'll ever get it together. Anywho, he's upset. They're asking what's going on. Shay gets all heightened. I don't have to talk to y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't have to. I'm going to block you. He gets up and walks away. He said, block me. Shay, you was older sister, but sometimes you act like you the younger sibling. Because what the hell? We know that
she act like the spoiled ass daddy's girl who gets into when daddy get remarried and you just want to be a brat because he ain't with your mama no more. That's what she act like to me. That's going, them little girls, little badass little girls who, when the father gets remarried and he gets full custody, and she meets a new wife, and she just causing a ruckus just because she's just mad and just angry. That's what she gives me. That ain't no damn baby child. Baby childs don't even do that. Shay, I'm telling you.
Because I know a lot that do.
No, this is more extreme than any younger sister that I've ever seen. This is beyond that. This is fed up anger.
I don't know what her issue is. She couldn't even get through a Yanla, so I don't know. But her brother gets mad. She's yelling, "I'm blocking you now," which is stupid, because later on, we'll explain why that's stupid in the episode. Shay has her family fucked up, basically. Moving it along, Super Cindy has a meeting set up for Zoe Brinks, and there are lots of label heads and important people in A&R that are there. We see Big D as one of those people. She plays her music. She says she wants to go in the direction of Afro beats, which I think is the worst decision that she could have made. She is not meant to do Afro beats. The shit did not sound good. The 3 songs that she played, and the 1 song that she played that I did like had a good beat, but the lyrics and how she sang it was in. I am not diminishing this girl's talent. I think Zoe is extremely talented. We said that last season. But y'all artists, it's better to stay unknown for a little bit longer and make music that's memorable and true to you than to just go and try to do Afro beats because Burna Boy and, various other like Fireboy DML and various other Afro artists are popular. The reason their shit works is because they're actually from Africa. Okay? Zoe, you're sitting your ass in South Florida and you want to make Afro beats. And I just don't feel it was good. Last season, when we saw her performing, James made a comment like she could be a female Missy Elliott. This sounded good. This season, the music wasn't all that
I
great.
feel like when you find a niche, you should stick with it versus wanting to do something different. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't do it. What I would say is think you need to get the team that can create something of better quality for you. Because like Mrs. Best said, I think we probably agree on which beat it was that actually sounded very nice. I just think for me, she just wants to do something different because doing something different could kind of make her be more well known because people like new things until it gets old. So I don't know. I just feel like she is just lost and just trying to find something that sticks. That's just my opinion.
She wants to make it. She's on this show. I actually feel like the worst thing she could have done for herself was to go on Love and Hip Hop. It's either going to make your music career or it's going to trap you.
I think people should go on Love and Hip Hop who have no intentions of doing music.
Yeah, that would. I mean, yeah. Honestly,
that's just me.
The
I feel
only
like
person who's made it off this show musically is Cardi B, and Offset wrote half them songs. I'm sorry. So,
well, no, she's a good example, and I'm even give it to K Michelle too. I'm gonna say
she
K
had
Michelle as well.
music going though, and was known before Love and Hip Hop because I knew her years before she came onto Love.
I
And Hip
did
Hop.
too, but what I'm saying is that I feel like it still elevated her career beyond because a lot of other people became knowing her, and then also she was also funny. I still think she should do comedy. I'm sorry, I'm one of those few people who felt like I think her true calling, as much as she is a beautiful singer, I think she should have been a comedian. I really felt like, and not one of those comedians. I'm talking about like Niecy Nash comedian basis where she on like a TV show being funny, not doing stand up. If that makes sense.
Yeah, K Michelle was funny as hell. But when Big D pulls Zoe aside to talk about the music, he says, "What I say you remind me of when I first met you." She was like, "You said I reminded you of a female Biggie," which is an extreme compliment. He said he didn't like the new music. I didn't either. Compared to what she did before, this was not bad music at all, but it's shit you'll forget about. We're not going to remember this because there's thousands of songs that sounds like it out already. She goes off on him as she does on anybody when she hears an opinion that is opposite of hers. Zoe does not, she can't take constructive feedback. She can't take feedback at all. And I think that she's going to hold herself back. But she goes off on him. She explains, I was doing it your way and I got nowhere. Okay. And what you're doing, maybe it's working better, but you have to stop getting into it, offending and having back and forths that are negative with people who do have a name in the industry. Because whether you like it or not, the people in the music industry got to like your music before the fans do, usually, unless you go big on TikTok or something, because they're the ones who are going to help promote, push all of that. So that's all I'll say with the Zoe and Big D thing. I think he's an asshole, and I think she needs to humble herself. And that's pretty much all I'll say on that because I don't want to waste too much time with that. Moving along, we did see Shay go to her family's house. Well, she goes to her mom's house, and she didn't talk to her mom. Her mom has made an effort. She finished the Ayanla show, which I will give that lady credit for. Seems like her mom is trying. I'm not saying she was a perfect mother for Shay the whole time, but it seems like in real time she's tried. She's moved to Miami to be near Shay and her granddaughter. She's trying. So to just go see your mom when she ain't done nothing to you this time, after you let your dude disrespect her time after time after time. Shay, I'm looking at you like you're crazy. If you had the mother I had, or like I know there's people in the outside of me who have moms that were physically, verbally, mentally abusive, you name it. If you had parents like what I had to where the court wanted to emancipate me, you would treat that lady better. It don't make no fucking sense, Shay, what you doing anymore. So her mom wants to know what's going on and expresses she wants Shay to be with somebody different, says that Fabo was zeros all across the board, which he was. Okay. And Shay's like, I need support. And then she shows that she's pregnant. And not just a little bit pregnant, like pregnant to where she's showing a lot. And
the child I said,
stupid. So basically, you ignored your family because you went home and you sat on the dick instead of holding him accountable.
Because there's no way on this fucking earth that, well, I can't get pregnant, but let's just have shits and giggles for just a second here. There is no way in my right state of mind that I will go back with somebody, get pregnant by them after they humiliated me on national fucking TV, giving me a car that belonged to another woman he's messing with. Then on top of that, you got 100 other kids in another country, and
And a wife.
then and a wife. And then to make even matters worse, you gonna disrespect my family on top of that?
And I'm
That
paying
is
for everything.
and that is laughable. I'm sorry. When
Shay,
Shay pull, when Shay, yeah, I wish next time that's no, it ain't gonna be
Shay,
authentic.
I have
I
some
should have
friends.
recorded how hard I laughed when I
No,
watched that
the
scene.
thing with Shay, though, I have some friends who are now approaching 40, right? A few of my friends are approaching 40 because we're all in, well, I'm youngest, obviously, but they're approaching 40. And I have friends, one of my friends was like, yeah, I want to have a baby, so I need to do this. And I'm like, wait, don't you got to get married? Make sure the relationship work, girl. I'm not even tripping. Like, I'm getting up there in age, so I just want to have my baby to have my baby. Shay gives me that because she did have the fibroid issue, which does impact fertility. I feel like she got pregnant and thought that it would work with them, and it didn't work. And so now she's suddenly running back to her family because that's Shay's pattern. She does have a pattern with what she does. But she cries to her mama, talk about she needs support. And shout out to you, to her mama, because her mama asked her what we was all thinking. Why the hell would you get pregnant again by this boy? If separate from how he was treating your family, he was putting you through the ringer. What is wrong with you? So you want to get mad at your mama for asking you questions. People can support you, and that's what y'all got to understand. Support does not mean that I agree with every fucking thing you do and pat you on the back and say, yes, you're right, this is right. No, sometimes support is hearing the shit that you
No,
don't
it
want to
was
hear.
her leaning back on that couch and crying for me. What the fuck are you crying
She said,
for?
because I don't want this. Let me tell y'all bitches this, because I'm tired of women saying this, and I can speak for us because I am a woman. If you don't want to be pregnant, then you don't have to be pregnant. I'm not talking about the pull-out method. There is free birth control. There are free condoms you can get in all fucking states, okay? There are methods you can take to avoid getting pregnant. We track our cycles to know when we're ovulating and not. There is shit that you can do to avoid being pregnant. So whenever people say what Shay said, I didn't want this, I'm thinking of aborting. You did want it, because if you lay on your back or if you sit up top or if you're whatever, however y'all fuck, it's on you. You let the nigga nut in you, you let him hit it. And you let him hit it with no protection, obviously. So we don't feel sorry for you, Shay. Figure it out. If you're going to abort, because her body, her choice. If you're going to keep the child, we don't care either. I don't care either way. I'm tired of Shay making stupid decisions. I'm just like, it is what it is.
And then trying to play victim in front of us as if we are here stupid. Because once again, you have the control, you have the upper hand, you have the vajayjay.
Swallow the nut, Shay.
No,
It's
no,
better.
you ain't even gotta do that. Don't let him touch it. Give him his baby and get the fuck on.
Makes no
It's
sense.
that simple. The problem with y'all women, y'all, a lot of, and I'm gonna say it about this. I'm gonna say it like this: a lot of y'all women want to be in control of the whole situation. Because if you feel like you have control, then that means you feel like you can control the dynamic of what he does. And you're never going to have that. I'm sorry to disappoint all of you women that do this and get pregnant and allow him to continue to have sex with you. You'll never have full control.
Listen,
You know
I'm
what?
gonna say it like this before we finish this little live. Shay, I'm married. I've been with the same person now 15 years. I'm gonna tell you this. Out of those 15 years, 9 of them I was on birth control and I was married. So why would somebody who is not married not protect themselves? You don't know if this person's going to be there for you. You don't know if this person wants to commit to you, but you want to make a whole life with them. Makes no sense. We have to start making better decisions.
You do. And you know what? A lot of y'all women need to start doing to make these men get in better line. Start giving them their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Start giving them their kids. And I guarantee you, the men, especially the ones who ain't got access to their mamas. I'm gonna say it like that.
Because now Shay looks dumb. You got 2 kids.
Yeah, you got 2 kids. When I tell you
who don't
that
take
man,
care of the
all y'all women need to start giving. I'm telling you, yeah, all y'all women need to start giving y'all men their babies. Start giving them to them. Start giving them custody of their. I guarantee you, the men are gonna start to shape up because they're not gonna have any choice.
Yeah.
They're not going to have any choice because what the courts are going to do, the courts, oh, you had your kids this week, so what did you do with them? Yeah, courts are going to start asking questions because it's all of a sudden you want to be involved in. Yeah, I gave him the kids because best believe if I was a woman single with the kids by some old bum ass person, best believe he would have his kids.
I think for the ones who don't do that, it's the intent of how they had the kid, thinking it would keep the man, and then it doesn't. So,
And when they didn't keep him, they give him back his kid. Give him what he created.
a whole mess. But yeah, Shay, I just don't understand. Naya Green says, facts. I found a rare one that loves his kids and is just as active. God bless you. And
Yeah,
him.
yes, I'm glad that you have. I'm glad that that's
Wonderful.
your absolutely because it's not always that way, and I'm glad that you have that because you know what. We need more men to be active. And I feel like the only way men are going to be active is if you women cut off that sense of you needed to be in control and start giving them their kids.
Yeah.
And saying, you figure it out.
So,
yeah.
Moving along, because Shay's pregnancy, James was laughing at our response.
When I tell you, I hollered when I should have recorded myself because I laughed. As soon as she pulled out that belly, I laughed so hard. Because I knew this was some fuck shit and I knew this was going to be stupid.
Listen, Naya Green, say it louder for the people in the back, specifically the women. Mother the children, not the man.
Exactly.
That man is grown.
Exactly. And y'all not doing them no favors.
Child, I cannot.
But putting yourself through more harm and now another mouth to feed, Shay. Another mouth to feed. And another chance, because there's no way this man is going to be there for all 10 of his children, or however many he got.
Oh,
there's no way.
But what Shay doesn't get, he does this already. If he can leave 6 children and a wife in Jamaica to fend for themselves, what the fuck make you think he can't leave you?
Right. And y'all need to start, women, y'all need to start looking at that. Y'all need to start looking at that. And if you can't find it, start getting background checks.
Yep.
Start getting background checks and start finding out the legal way. Go and do the background check to see what other shit he got.
Absolutely.
Because this is so silly that this is continuously happening, and then it's getting worse as the generations come up. I don't understand this. Y'all, I'm not saying it just because I'm a man. I'm saying this because I have a lot of female friends who get themselves in situations like Shay and then act as if, well, I can't believe I fell for it. No, you fell for it because you thought you'd be the one to change it. You thought you'd be the one who mind. And then you sit there looking stupid.
I really think Shay just wanted a baby because she said she'd been dealing with Fabo on and off for 11 years.
Well, then you could have had a baby with any fucking body if that was the case. I don't believe that. No, you could have had the baby with anybody.
Yeah,
there's no way. You could have, girl. You could have went and got in vitro if that was the fucking case. If you just wanted a fucking baby so bad. No, I don't believe that at all. I think that this man had charisma. I think that he was exactly what she was looking for. And I'm not talking about that kind of charisma. I'm talking about this old hood, classified, thuggish kind. You know, the women love dangerous men. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but women love dangerous men because it's one of those things where you live on edge. And see, and I don't understand. That's the shit that kills y'all, like slowly.
It stress you out till they finally grow up,
and then by that time it's too fucking late. They be either locked up somewhere or they dead.
Listen,
so
my man finally grew up, but in the beginning he was the hot mess express that stressed me out to where I'd be calling James constantly in tears.
She did, y'all. When I tell y'all, I had to pick up that phone
literally because almost caused me to commit murder on him
because I love her so much, and talking her off the edge, y'all. I'm telling y'all, but that's my friend. I will be there for her any day.
But he grew up, but it doesn't always work that way.
It doesn't.
And a lot of people need to just admit that there's no fault or embarrassment in somebody else's lack of maturity impacting you. You just gotta do what's best for you.
But I laughed at Shay. I did when she revealed it. I laughed because
that shit was stupid. That shit didn't make sense. And then she had the thing over the belly and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I said, what you Beyonce now? Like, come on.
Nobody cares if you're pregnant.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Congrats.
Yeah, it was goofy for you to do that shit. Yeah, it was very goofy. It's very silly. After what that man did to you last season, there is no fucking way. He wouldn't even be able to come through my door.
No.
When
I always look at the comments on stuff. That's what I do after I watch an episode. I run to the comments to see what everybody's saying. People like, well, congratulations, but make sure you have it in your mind. You raising this child alone. Like, that sucks. You can't even get a normal congratulations without a but or be careful or beware.
When I tell y'all he wouldn't be able to walk through that door, when I tell you that baby would be like this, I'm holding the baby like this. Here
Right,
your
pull the
baby.
baby out the door.
Here, at the door. Here your baby. Here the diaper bag. Take the baby to McDonald's or wherever the fuck you want to take her. Get out my face and shut that door.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna play with you.
I worry for women like Shay raising daughters
I do
because the
too.
cycle will
I do
repeat.
too.
But
Mhm.
moving it along, Amara La Negra decides, I know, James. I know it's the end though. I know. We can't stand Amara, y'all.
I
Neither
forgot about this scene. That's why I'm doing this because I said, "Oh shit, I forgot about
Yeah.
that."
It'll be quick. Don't worry. Amara La Negra is doing Trick Daddy and Super Cindy's podcast. And basically, she thinks she's doing it regularly, but we know there's bullshit attached to it. Safari shows up. They speak publicly. He doesn't like that Amara said the relationship was fake. She says it was fake. She says what she meant by it being fake is that she just wasn't emotionally invested. I watched that live when it was live. She alluded multiple times and brought up the network and said that the show was fake and that she was going to continue to deal with him because she had a job to do. That's what she told us. So now she's trying to say it's something else. Trick Daddy kind of got proven right this time. Call the bitch out and speak up. You can't just always be quiet because closed mouth don't get fed and no one's going to know your side. And all it did was show us that Amara is a liar, just like Safari is, which makes sense as to why they were together at one point. Trick Daddy tells Amara she cried too much. She gets mad about that. She's disappointed at Super Cindy for not stopping the interview. Girl, you just looking for everybody to blame but yourself. They run out arguing. He throws water on the car once she closed the door, which to me wasn't a big deal or any form of assault. Because, I mean, you live in Florida anyway, bitch. I know it's going to rain 9 times before the sun go down. So, like, you know, it was just this whole corny scene. I never fully bought the relationship as being real. And their interaction together just kind of confirmed it. I think they probably was sleeping with each other. But I don't think that there was ever, like,
No, I don't think any relationship that you catch Safari in, he's probably going to be invested in the beginning and then he'll lose interest real quick.
I was surprised he married Minna. I was surprised.
I was surprised. I wasn't surprised by that.
I
wasn't surprised by that because you know what? To me, he likes things that sound nice. That's the thing. It sounds nice to marry this woman. It sounds nice to be a man in the head. It sounds nice to be a father. But when push comes to shove and when you actually have to step up to the plate, we fall short. So, I mean, I assume he wanted to make Erica Mena jealous. You know, I'm going to say this. Based on how Erica Mena showed her ass on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Amara would have been the wrong target. Amara would have been the wrong target. I don't think because to me, I feel like she feels she's better than Amara based on what she did with Spice. I don't know what would make those two women different.
I agree. I actually think I agree.
So I don't. We could assume that. Now there could be truth to that, but I don't think it would be Amara that would make Erica Mena jealous. I think if he would have got someone of a higher stature, and someone who was of the same descent as Erica Mena, I think that would have made her jealous. Like if he would have dated Sin Santana, that would have made Erica jealous.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm gonna look at that. I just think that he's just goofy. He needed to make sure he had a continuous check, and I'm not mad at it, but at the same time,
Amara has not had a storyline on this show in forever, and the storyline she did have, she didn't want to share. She doesn't interact with people on the cast. And since season 1, anytime she interacts with people, this girl has more fallouts and friendships than, man, I don't even know what to compare it to, but I'm over it. But that was the recap and review of Love and Hip Hop Miami season 6, episode 1, the premiere episode of the new season. We will be here each week to recap it. James may be recapping some shows going forward because he's going to find stuff to fill his slots. We will announce that as it comes to. In the meantime, I appreciate everybody for being here, the people who have been watching. I think the season will be interesting. Miami always kind of gives, though, in my opinion. The other franchises, not so much, but Miami usually gives. So we will now begin our recap of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's going to be a mess, but we will begin that recap. I hope you guys stick around for that. Thank you for being here, and good night.
Good night.